Welcome back to the Gulthias tree. This is session number 14 entitled The Masks We Wear. Last session, the group headed across the Bitterheart Vale after running into a druid and a Bitterheart who were kind of heading the same direction. They ended up at the gates of Kresk, and they were told that they were not allowed access. Failed attempt to try and persuade the. Oh, we're all messed up. I just realized that. I'm gonna keep talking and get everybody into the right squares. I'm in the right square. That's the important part. But yeah. The thing that I was saying, because somebody attempted to convince people that they were more important than they were, it failed miserably, now they are barred from going into the town and are given a couple of options that they might be able to proceed forward with. The first option of which was to go to the Wizard of Wineries or Wizard of Wines, acquire supplemental shipment for the town, and bring it there so that they might have wine in Kresk. The other options were more larcenous and bad, and involved entering into the place illegally. You remain outside, probably at the bottom of the hill at this point, as you're deciding what you want to do next. I'm just opening up the table to you. Discuss amongst yourselves what you're doing.
Well, I think it would be a good idea to go get the wine and then possibly get a couple extra bottles and get this asshole mayor drunk and see what he can tell us. Just a thought.
I think David's muted and he thinks he's snot.
We can't hear you, David.
Typical nodder.
Oh no! The panic in his face.
I'm sure whatever he said was really good.
Right.
Was it worth waiting 5 minutes
No.
for?
Yes.
Yes.
There you are.
Agreed, yes.
Get him drunk. See what he has to say.
I agree with the gathering of wines from the Wizards of Wines.
Yeah, sure, why not? Sounds good. We can
Okay.
all get drunk.
If your plan is to turn about and head southwards, the map has been revealed once again. You'd be making your way south down the towards the river there, across the bridge, down the old trail to the Wizard of Wines. This should take no more than a couple of hours, but it being pretty early, since you did kind of rest up before making the last leg of the journey, you should be arriving there about midday, if that's your plan. If it is, go ahead and elect a representative for your party, and have them roll me one 20-sided dice. Yeah, I know.
Who's it been the longest for? Is it me now?
I don't know.
Sounds about right.
I feel like I haven't done it in a long time. Is it 1d20?
One 20-sided dice, yep. 15. Okay. Yeah, so through the course of your trip, you are not attacked, or you don't run into anybody peculiar, with the exception of just as you're about to clear out of the forest, you see a wagon being driven by, looks like, two beasts of burden, and driven by what appears to be a man in all kind of grayish garb. He has a very wide-brimmed hat on, and he looks to be very familiar to you. It's been a couple of days since you've met or seen him, but it appears to be the patriarch of the Markov family, with a massive wagon filled with very misshapen, old, but still functional barrels of wine on the back of his cart.
Hey.
He's got it under control.
He sees you out on the road and kind of, hail! How'd everything go? He
Um,
seems absolutely confused as to why you'd be here.
Obviously not well.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Yeah,
Davian.
yeah.
Our good friend Davy.
Oh my god.
Did you? Did you?
Would you be happening to go by Corix?
That's exactly where I'm headed. As a matter of fact.
Oh, excellent. We were just trying to they were saying that they needed wine, and we knew where you were and wanted to check in on you to make sure that everything was all right.
Well, that's where I'm headed. I guess if you're wanting to stay with me for the end of my journey, that shouldn't be a problem. Um, are you? Why are you going to Kresk? And what's your intents there?
Our companion needs needs something from the abbey, the church.
From another famous Markov, apparently.
Yes.
Well, the Saint Markov is where we take our name. We don't have a relation. It's just that the Saint Markov was known as one of the devout of Karamusan, the god of the ravens, and that's where we take our name up from as an honoring to him because of our condition. He kind of keeps strangely looking over to Lara's character, Saphira, and seems a bit confused by her presence, and also the person who's traveled with her. Seems like these two strangers are keeping him. He's kind of keeping his. He hasn't said anything, and it sounds like he's keeping certain information guarded. But yeah, not a problem. Let's head on along. He kind of hops down, throws back the little door on the back of the wagon, and tightens some straps on the barrels and says, should be fine enough seating for anyone who would have it. As he's walking back around, he kind of lets out a whistle, and about 3 ravens fly out, kind of land on top of the barrels to the wagon. Hops back in and looks to you all and gestures that he has an open and available seat next to him.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take that seat.
All right. So, did everything? How far have you made it in your endeavor? He says, kind of quietly. Okay. He was mostly talking to you, Aveline,
Yeah.
because you sat next to him.
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
dying, it's okay.
It looks like there's space enough to sit 3 on the back, but in truth, the wagon is not going to go much faster than a person would walk. In fact, a little
I
bit.
was just planning to walk.
Okay, a little bit
I am
slow.
also walking next to it.
Okay. Sen, do you want to sit on the back? It does look like, and also Saphira, do you want to? It does look like Katria does hop onto the back and sit.
Yeah, I'll hop on the back as well.
I will.
Okay. As the ride gets along, I'm assuming the 2 adventuring soldier types are taking defensible positions, even though it's a light travel and probably not anything too serious. 1 on each side, I'm guessing. Very competent
Yep.
military folks.
I'm gonna be on the back side, like towards the back and everything, back corner.
And I'll be back corner of Hero.
So kind of.
Wait, what?
But no. No, I'll take the other side of the wagon.
Got it. The wagon goes along, but yeah, it's otherwise a quiet trip unless anybody has anything they want to say or talk to Damien about.
Well, I mean, I guess he might have some insight on the state of the world right now. So,
Actually, I've been full tilt last couple of days since you left and saved us. We've been behind, and it's mostly just been packaging and getting ready for trips. This wagon load's heading to Krex, and once we get that done, I plan on taking their empties and bringing them back to the wizard, and packing up and moving on to Volok. Yeah, the innkeeps there definitely need their wine, what with all the festivals they have. So, yeah.
You think it was Gulthias that sent all those creatures to, like, bunker down in your farms?
No.
No? Alright. Just a wild happenstance.
He kind of looks around out into the forest and then kind of looks you dead in the eyes and says, Gulthias is the master here. We serve him well enough. And you can see in his eyes, he's basically looking at the forest and looking at you like, were you paying? Shut the fuck up, you
Forest
idiot.
has eyes.
Shut up.
I like flowers.
Flowers,
Look down and keep walking.
flowers are really nice, Damien says. As you come up to the bridge, which again is about midway through your journey, he kind of stops and he looks to the bridge. You can hear the rushing of water passing through. It kind of creates a din in the area, and then he looks over at you, Nodder, and he kind of gestures to his fingers. What were you saying about the witches? No, the witches come from the mists. They're dead bitter hearts. It's ancient and old stuff. I don't think Gulthias wanted to stop the small amount of pleasure that the servants of him get in this area. We're okay to speak here. The rivers are safe places, especially for vampires' ears. They
Well,
don't
then-
particularly like running water.
Do the bitter hearts just purely exist outside of Gulthias' control then?
The bitter hearts do, but while they're here in the Vale, they serve him. They are his master. Or he is their master.
Do you know anything interesting about the Abbey of St. Markov? We are looking for a certain specific relic.
I
Any
assume
information you might have could help.
he's a goodly enough folk, a servant of the Morning Lord. The town is a strange one, to be sure. I don't trust the burgomaster there. I would definitely be wary. There are people who are warped and changed and twisted. It is said that the abbot of St. Markov has the ability to return the dead to life.
It's
Are
cat
you-
focus.
are we
It's
la-
cat focus.
Are we laughing at Merlin? Merlin's like,
He's so cute. My
he's-
son is so cute.
he was looking at the Zoom, which is over on my left side. He was looking up at you, so I think
Aww.
I
He's
think he's like,
Mom.
Mom's,
Where's Mom? What's Mom doing?
how is she in the TV? I don't understand. Oh, what a doofy.
How did mom get small?
She's tiny like that little boy who keeps attacking me. Oh no! Anyway,
What?
the little kitten keeps attacking her.
The little white cat.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, he says, I don't know much. I do know that the abbot is said to have the power to bring the dead back to life, and I do know that there are strange creatures, mongrels that travel about in the town of Krex. Most of them serve as laborers and the like. Again, I don't trust the burgomaster, and he must be involved with some sort of twisted magic. But
I don't trust him either.
if the Morning Lord's servant hasn't come down and smote him, then it can't be anything more diabolical than what is present in these lands.
I suppose that could be concerning, seeing
Yeah.
as how
Well,
that man's son has just died.
really? Huh.
And if a certain person can bring people back from the dead,
Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. Oh, he shrugs.
yeah.
He kind of shrugs and says, well, we can't linger long. If we just sit around at the bridge, we'll obviously look like we're, well, it's...
How much for a little bit of that wine?
You can buy it from one of the taverns in Craig's.
All right, I'm out. I leave. I bid my adieu.
All
He
right.
leaves the whole campaign. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
done.
He's
Quits
like,
D&D.
I'm bound.
Been great, guys.
Mists
over.
it is. All right. Anybody have anything else they want to say before the wagon wheels keep a turning? All right.
Let's go.
So they continue on up to the forest path off the Old King's Road and up the hill. You can see that the beasts of burden look like they are pretty massive, forwardly muscular creatures, and they appear to have little trouble pulling the wagon up this way, like they've done it several times before. The guards have the door open again, and they see the wagon, and they all kind of smile, and you see one of them kind of run off into the town behind him. The guards, as they approach, kind of greet Damien. Ah, Master Damien! We've been seeking the blessing of the wizard for some time. True, true. These ones have made sure that we were safe on the road. No wolves attacked us in the forest. Oh, yes, we know them. We did not believe that they were truly your friends, but it seems that they spoke true and made no attempt to deceive. I'm sure the burgomaster will be contented. All right. The wagon, as he kind of steers it, he says, I will be heading to the burgomaster's college. First, we make sure that his cottage stores are full, and then I head on up to the small houses and rest stop near the pool and shrine to the north of the town. You're welcome to stay with me, or now that you have access to the town, you're free to go about your business.
I think we should probably just get to the task at hand here.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I bid you adieu. If you're heading somewhere else. He continues on to the burgomaster's cottage.
Bye.
See you again, Damien.
Good to see you again. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. As you're passing through the town, the main thing that you notice is that this place has a very similar style to Strafania, except all the roofs are covered with blue tiling. You can see off in the distance on a small bit of ground at the top of this hilltop here, there does appear to be a single house that has kind of noticeably bright red, and it appears that's where the wagon is headed. So presumably that is the burgomaster's cottage. It does look like, also not too far from where you're at, there are several people who are kind of in keeping, kind of performing specific duties, and you notice, okay, you're badass. You notice that there are small graveyards outside of each individual cottage and house. It looks like kind of familial plants that have been put inside of people's yards, right? And what you do notice too is that there are gravediggers who are currently kind of setting to one specific plot. But when you kind of look to the gravediggers, you notice that they have kind of twisted forms that appear to be kind of manipulated in some way, or some horrible atrocity happened to these individuals. They look up at you with one eye that's massive compared to the other eye that sits sunken in its eye socket. One arm appears to be much bigger than the other arm. You can see that it looks like patches of scales are kind of growing on the wrists that you see come out of the burlap robes that they're wearing. They seem to manipulate these shovels with a grace and skill that obviously means that they've been put to task for this several times before, and this isn't their first game at it. There appears to be a individual, possibly a priest or some sort of attendant, standing near the grave site, and a couple of people who are just on the porch of the cottage, kind of watching on, and it looks like they are just talking, not a lot of crying. And then, of course, there's a coffin, a wooden coffin, not too far from the hole that's being dug. A small minor bit of detail. I assume that Hero is not terribly concerned and sees the abbot high up on the highest portion of the hill and can see that there's a switchback road that leads up to the gates, which you can't see from here, but you presume are on the northern side of the walled sections of the abbot, or abbey. Abbot is a person, abbey is a place. Abbey normal. Is that still the plan? Heading that way? Nothing different?
Yeah, let's keep heading towards
Yep.
the abbot of Costello.
Okay.
I didn't know if that like the people, the grave diggers, is there anything else that we had kind of gleaned just from like looking at them? Or
You can make an Arcana check. That's certainly something you can do.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like 5 minutes. I'll be right back in. Feel free to continue on without me.
That's fine. You don't know precisely, and you're kind of quizzically kind of staring at the individual. You know that that person is not a normal person. You do know that in the dark, the dread world, there are magics that can twist human nature and mortality and the human form or the mortal form therein. But you aren't sure if that's what you're looking at or if this person's just like a Caliban, someone who was born kind of manipulated by magic in the womb. But it definitely doesn't look like someone who, this isn't a natural condition. This appears that in some way, shape, or form, magic has caused this person to have a different nature. All right.
Ready to go.
Heading up the hill. Yeah, it's a switchback, very long, very winding. A lot of wind. Very hard to kind of hear anything as you're kind of going up the way there. Anything again that you want to do? Seeing the town from this distance too, you can tell that the pool and shrine on the northern side. There looks like there are a lot of people present at that place for some sort of gathering. Not sure what. And there's a statue you can see from here of a bare-chested man. Looks like it's made out of wood. Its paint appears to have been chipped and faded, and it's standing kind of up in a massive gazebo. Its arms outstretched. As if he's waiting for someone to hug him.
Bare-chested, you say?
Hey, you got my chest.
Is he looking for a bear hug?
I can't in
that
good
does
conscience.
damage.
I can't in good conscience reward this. Okay.
When it's me, okay.
Oh, fine. You know what? I thought.
We're not going toe to toe with anyone, okay?
Stephanie,
You.
Stephanie, you can have inspiration.
I already have inspiration. It was just the principle.
Fair enough. Then you can't have it, but you could have had it if you didn't. I don't know. Whatever.
There's a lesson here, but I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, inches and feet, man. So then you head on up to the gates of the wall around the abbey, unless anything is interjected in between. Just making sure, because again, this is kind of a tonal switch if we are heading up. All right.
No, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Okay, no problem. Once you arrive at the abbey, you can again see that the northern wall and gate is where you would be entering in. I'll be moving us to a different map. Bear with me here. Abbey of St. Markov. As you approach, the stone wall that's kind of keeping the outside is only about 6 feet high. The taller of you, probably just Nodder actually, can kind of almost see over it. And inside, as you're kind of coming up to a point where you can see over it, you see that there are a bunch of gravestones just inside the area there. Let's see, here we go. Huzzah. Up ahead, you can see the gates, and it looks like there are two kind of gate houses. They don't appear to be towers, but they do look like they have kind of arrow slits or holes that someone inside could address you in. It does look like there are people inside the small gate houses, and it does sound like they're like,
They're almost here. Just wait a second. Don't let them through. Unless they're honored guests. You okay?
and you continue approaching. Who's the first one up to the gate?
I can go, I guess. See, exactly.
Hero
It's gonna-
is. I'm kidding.
Was it Nodder?
Yeah, Nodder. Do you want to go?
I'm willing to go. I don't know if I'm the best for this.
Sin can
Who's-
also go.
Who's doing what?
You're going up to the gate first.
I can do it. Did anything spooky happen or something?
No. not yet.
I mean, this town is full of graves. It is nothing but graves.
Yeah.
This town has had a population of 1,000. It's dropped down to like 100.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
normal.
So who was it? Is it Nodder? Is that the real one, or was it Sen? I'm sorry, I forgot already.
Sin will go.
Okay. As you approach, you see a face kind of peer through the hole. Looking at the face, you can see the eyes of this person are pretty wide, and it seems where there would be a normal human nose, there's kind of a twisted dog snout and kind of a split cleft lip with fangs kind of coming out and massive kind of just buck teeth on the bottom coming up from underneath. His hair is kind of scraggly, and you can see that it's kind of balding at the top, but it seems like it's around the top, so it's kind of like almost like a pineapple, but the hair is kind of descending down. Very goofy looking. One of his ears appears to be massive, almost elven, but has kind of like a darkish color and a bit of fur kind of growing out of it. And his other ear has kind of a bit of a point to it, but appears to be normal and humanoid. He has a bit of a hunch to him. You're pretty sure you see something swaying behind him, which you presume is a tail, a lizard's tail. And as he kind of looks out at you, he says,
You have an appointment to see the abbot, or are you here for prayers?
For prayers. But we would also like to see the abbot if possible. Didn't know you needed an appointment.
He's very busy. I'll have to Zigfrag. Go and see if he's available, and if the cloister is available for devout people.
okay. The other side, you see someone rush out and kind of move past the gate. This individual, as he runs off, is kind of wearing a hood and cloak. Appears to be much shorter than the person in the other chamber. And it looks like the left side of the person's face is covered with lizard scales. There's gray wolf fur kind of growing out of different places on the arms as this person kind of gets a bit of jogger's run. You also notice that the legs appear to be pretty low to the ground for this person, and they're pretty fast, zooming across the snow-covered courtyard as they book it.
Sorry, you're gonna have to wait here. What brings you to the Abbey of Saint Markov?
A friend of ours from not here. She sent us here to see the abbot,
Oh,
and here we are.
okay. Well, um,
She's far more devout than we.
I, that's fair, I suppose. Yeah, any second now. Should be back.
Worked here long?
Yep.
Great. Don't laugh at me.
All right. So the individual comes rushing back out and moves up to the other one and kind of whispers something in their ear. The individual you spoke with comes out, and you can see that he's shifting and putting on one of the guard caps that you've seen throughout Strafania in your travels. And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. We're not allowing anyone in today. It's a high holy day for the Morning Lord. So, sorry. No one is allowed inside. I'll ask you to be along your way."
David, are you okay?
And he's kind of crossing his arms, but you notice that next to him on the wall, just like leaning against it, is a spear, and pretty quick to grab. It's like right in distance for him to grab it if he needed to.
No, just this guard is so he is not happy with his job.
Yeah. So
Really?
you could tell that he's probably about 6 foot tall, but the way he hunches over, he's only at about a height of about 5'5". It definitely looks like there's a lot of strange maladies that have kind of twisted his form. Like I said, he has like a dog snout, and weird teeth.
Wait, are we all also there?
Yeah, everybody came up.
Oh.
I'm just up front.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the holy day then?
He looks over to the other one, and the tinier one says, "Oh, if you don't know the holy days, then you shouldn't be trying to come in and pray to the Morning Lord. Get out of here! The abbot says get out of here. You gotta go."
You guys don't know what it is. You guys don't know what it is. You guys don't know what today is.
It's not the matter of whether or
Shouldn't
not.
High Holy Days also be a day that everyone should be able to come to prayer?
He reaches over and grabs the shaft of his spear, and kind of sets it, and kind of looks at you.
Look, I was charged to defend the gates, and that's what I'm doing. If you want to make it more trouble for me, then that's fine. But yeah.
And then the other one says, "Nah, I don't like it when people judge me. Get out of here!" And you see him, but you then realize that it's you're not sure if this individual is male or female, reaching for a dagger and drawing it out of their coat.
Calm
They're bluffing. They're not gonna
down.
fight us.
Calm
Yeah.
down. You can put the weapons away.
I'm gonna take my weapons out.
Oh my god.
Do you really?
We don't have to fight everyone, hero.
I place my hand on Shatterspike. I
Okay,
do not
fine.
draw it, but hand on Shatterspike.
He's always
Fine.
ready to protect life.
And I take I take a very intimidating one step forward, leaning towards their direction.
This
What,
is gonna
samurai
be a
style?
mess.
That's all I do though. I'm
You-
not talking, that's it.
You can make an intimidation check.
Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. Watch me just like roll terrible.
Roll a 1 and a 2.
Good old 4.
The one with the spear kind of like puffs out his chest, kind of steps forward, looking at you. He's now kind of up to his full height because he kind of swelled up, and he says,
I'm the smartest, wisest, strongest, fastest, and most beautiful person I know. There's no way you're getting through because the abbot told me no one gets through. I don't care if you are a dragon man.
Well, do you really want to listen to what the abbot has to say. Surely he's not the best employer.
What? Says the little one. And then you can see the big one going, trying to work out what you said in his brain. What? The little one says, what? They don't understand your attempted subversion.
Is it the abbot then that says he can't see us?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, can
Why does anybody-
go in?
Raising their hands kind of up with a dagger in one hand.
Nobody ever listens to me.
I hear you.
The big one says, Siegfried, it's alright. I listen to you. Tapping Siegfried on the shoulder and then looking back to you. You've upset my friend. Please, don't make this any worse than you've already made it.
Does he know us?
Who?
The abbot.
We told him who arrived, and he said it's a high holy day. So you're obviously not more important than that.
When is it not a high holy day?
I just worked the gate. Okay, sorry.
Feel you there. Feel you there.
Look, just tell us what we need to do.
Go
For you to let
away.
us in there.
Oh, that's not. Nope.
Well, we're not leaving.
Yeah, we need to get in there. We need
And
We've brought
quite
wines.
frankly, we don't want to kill you outright. So
Siegfried says, fuck it! and like pulls the knife and is like ready to dart forward. You see the other one kind of grab Siegfried on the shoulder and start pulling them back. And you can see the feet kind of trudging in the snow as they just very simply pull Siegfried back. You then see the large one kind of reach into his belt and pull out a horn, place it on his lips, and before he kind of does anything with it, it says, you can try, but then you'll have to kill every single person in this monastery.
well, I just said we don't want to kill you.
Well,
yeah.
if you don't want to kill us, then you should probably head back down that hill. Because you're not getting
Well,
in.
we're not leaving until we talk to the abbot, so
The abbot in Strafania is gone, and we need to talk to the abbot here.
There's no abbey in Strafania. Are you stupid?
Well, there's a
Obviously you
church.
are.
There's a church there.
Forget it. He blows the horn.
Whatever.
You start seeing commotion, kind of like a situation kind of rising up from inside. It does look like a lot of people in dark gray robes are kind of mustering out and about in the main courtyard. You see one individual kind of move through the throng, much taller than the rest of them, probably standing some 6'7". He's wearing black attire with a white collar set inside of a black collarade. He is wearing kind of like a very fine-looking royal vestment or holy vestment, and he starts moving past them all, raising his hands in peace as he kind of blocks them away. His hair is bright blonde, not too dissimilar from Saphira's. His eyes appear to be kind of a soft green, not too dissimilar from none of you. I don't think any of you have green eyes.
I do.
Well, yeah, but yours are robot eyes. His look real. I'm sorry. I keep doing this to you. I don't actually hate you. I'm sorry. But yeah,
Glass.
they're not even real. But yeah, he approaches and looking at you, he says to the two, Otto, Siegfried, stand aside. You have interrupted us. You were asked to leave, and you remained. I do not desire any bloodshed on hallowed ground, but if you are not willing to leave as you've been asked to do so, and you wish to interrupt our religious practices, then I may have no choice but to engage you. That said, I give you a brief moment to consider your actions moving forward.
Yeah, we need a femur bone. Like,
Yeah, just
honest,
give us the
we'll get
femur
out of your
bone.
hair, but we just need the femur bone so our friend is safe because the church
Yeah.
in Strafania is basically no more.
I'm sorry, you're being very vague in your statements. Let me make sure I understand. You came here seeking to take one of the most sacred and holy relics of this church.
Well, we were gonna ask.
Yep.
The answer is no. The answer is no. Be gone.
No, so we came here to take the femur bone.
He looks at you.
We're leaving with the femur bone whether you like it or not, because our friend needs it.
Out of character, the direct approach.
Yeah. We're out of negotiations now.
We're out of this like
After
little
my
fancy
bluff
dance. We're
last
just
game.
we are straightforward right now because we ain't bluffing.
So
We serve a higher cause. Takes out axe and shield.
He's hot.
he looks at you, hero, and says, "Stand down. Make a wisdom saving throw."
Whoa.
Don't bluff this up.
Did you say don't bluff this up? What does that even mean?
I don't even know.
A big, oh my god.
Oh god.
I
What
give
the
him my
actual
inspiration.
fuck?
I give him my inspiration.
Okay. Yeah, if you give him inspiration, you feel a compelling force kind of rise up over you.
Wait, you can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. Okay.
That's
continue.
how you lost one of your inspirations
Yeah, you
when
did
you
it
weren't
before.
here.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't here. That's
Yeah, I didn't know that you could use it on other people.
No, he spent it on himself though,
Oh, did he? Okay.
without being here.
But you
Anyways.
can still give it to someone else, anyways.
Yeah.
Cool. Did not know.
Point is, you feel a force kind of rise over you and kind of swell inside of you. I'm just checking to see whether or not that's good enough.
No,
Oh no.
there's too much power.
It's a big
We're
honcho.
fucked.
The hotter they are, the more powerful they are.
Canon.
God damn it.
It's established.
That's established fact. Yeah,
Canon.
that's
Tracks.
that tracks.
Wait. What do you have? You have that love potion. I also have pies.
Yeah,
He has
that
he
is
has an endless lantern hanging from his horn.
that is successful. He kind of gives you a look like, and says, "I suppose subtlety is no longer necessary. Step forward onto this ground, and I will slay all of you." And he starts stepping back behind the two mongrel folk in front of him. And you can see that the others that were entering into the crowd are kind of moving a little bit more with purpose towards the yard. Let me play some stuff real quick.
Oh,
A
there's
lot of boys. It's a lot of boys.
Oh wait,
Okay.
can we see stuff?
Yeah, we can see stuff.
Oh no,
Kira just left.
Hero and Lara.
Oh no. Hero
Oh.
and Saphira have abandoned us. There is no hope.
So, make your move.
We have to. I don't want to kill a holy man.
I know.
I don't care.
Tried saving a holy man.
The former abbot and our friend are in desperate need of this. Take care of very important business that has drastic effects on this realm.
Are you even a real abbot?
Is he the abbot? I thought the abbot was inside.
I thought he was the abbot.
He's just some priest, I think.
Oh.
He does look to one of you like what you know the abbot to look like.
Oh, well, apparently he's the abbot.
Then they talk to no one. You guys lied.
Lied.
Wait. What? But he looks like him.
Well, yeah, but those guards said the abbot said that he was busy.
Yeah.
Well, he said that he was busy. And then
He never
then
talked
they
to
blew
him.
the horn, and then he
The abbot
came out and
from
was
the other
like,
direction.
meh, meh, meh. Oh, that's true. Or maybe it was just.
They came from the same direction.
No, he came from the same direction. I'm wrong. I'm crazy.
I'm very confused right now.
Were we still only talking, or
Yeah.
I'm talking about how I don't want to kill a holy man, and I'm wondering if he even is a holy man or if he's corrupted.
You can see Katria has moved away from the gates.
Jesus Christ.
She running.
No, she's not running. She's just not standing close.
Fair.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna start walking around over here.
Backing up.
Yeah.
Alright. As you're taking your time, it does look like the masses are moving closer and taking more defensible positions gate
Fair.
side.
That's fair.
Looks like the leader of them is a woman, but as you see closer, she appears to have very pale, almost gray colored skin. Looking at her even closer, you can see that it looks like her skin is actually a patchwork. Looks like she's been sewn together, and she stands next to the abbot. The other thing you notice about her is she looks very much like...
Bride of Frankenstein.
No. Very much like every single other woman who looks like the bride of Gulthias that you've seen so far.
Jesus.
Except that this one looks like she's been crafted to look like that.
Oh god. Oh god.
Well, that's creepy.
Attack.
we just gonna go for it, like
Well,
looking
yeah.
at Nodder and Hero.
That's the question I want to bring to the party is are we
Doing
gonna
this?
wipe them out, or are we gonna try and back? Are we gonna back down? But
No. Move back down.
we're
I
wiping
can't
them out.
imagine-
We're gonna go in and try.
I can't imagine a bunch of
Try.
junk part people are gonna be that hard to beat.
I will note, and I just want to make sure this is very clear before we start this engagement, because I want to make sure you understand, there will be times in this game where you make the wrong decision. And
no.
despite what you do,
That's an implied risk.
Oh, okay. Well,
Absolutely implied risk.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk on down that road.
Or we could get lucky like we did in
the hags.
with the hags.
I don't.
Or we can figure another way out.
And with that, I bid you adieu.
Maybe your mic changed.
Mm,
Have a good day, sir.
shit.
they still seem very tense. They all seem to have their weapons out. Looks like mostly daggers is in the folks behind. The woman next to him has no weapon. He appears to have no weapon. The two guards have, one has a dagger, one has a spear. And they all still maintain their kind of hostile position. Very tense situation here at the gate. Hero,
you
still have your hand on your weapon, or your weapon's drawn? I don't remember what state you were in.
I did take my
Yeah, I
sword, my axe and shield out,
Okay.
but I will ask: are you the abbot of this church?
I am.
Is there any particular reason that woman looks the way she does?
You have come here, demanded relics, and stated that you were going to do whatever you could to acquire them. You have suggested that you would spill blood on hallowed ground, and you have the audacity to ask me questions. Leave this place, bear folk, or die here. Last, and as he says that, you see him manifest a morning star in his hand and grab a hold of the handle. Bring it down, and radiance bursts out from him, pulsing, and every single dagger that you saw present starts glowing with that same radiance, as do the weapons on the guards, as do the hands of the woman next to him. And he says, nothing more. He just, that's enough. That's pretty dramatic. That's fucking cool.
That's it. It's a cool image. It's a cool ass image.
An Audi.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah.
I've got
Send
already-
Audi.
I've got
I'm already
sent,
down that hill.
We Audi over here.
send,
Right, I don't want to deal with this now. I'm just like, okay.
Lara, as you're one of the last ones, you see the abbot kind of look at you
Well, I
And
didn't want to
say-
say something before I left though.
and say, you too have passed beyond the veil, child. You I will allow access to this place if you desire it, but not with your friends.
Oh, okay. Well,
So she could go get it.
Just
so
keep-
me and my companion are allowed in?
Just you.
Just me.
Keep in mind
Okay.
who this is. This is the abbot who is
Right.
offering you to come and hang out with him.
Well, what?
No, she
What's the
blonde. Don't do
catch?
it.
You've got a thing for blondes. Don't do it.
There is no catch, but I do wish to know what your purpose here in the Vale is. Why is a child of the Court of Light moving about in shadow?
I'm doing some missionary work.
If you wish to discuss it more, you are allowed access here, but your friends, as stated, are heretics. If they pass through those gates, they die.
Well, I'm not gonna let them die.
Then you should probably not let them through the gates.
Okay. Well.
Perhaps another time, then. I still have very important religious matters to attend to. Please see your way down the hill. He says as he backs away. You notice that the mace that he manifested disappeared somewhere in the middle of that dialogue, and all the radiance disappeared from the blades as well. And he just turns casually and walks away.
Okay. Well, then I don't want to endanger anybody. I don't want to put the rest of the party at risk. So I'm just gonna get on out of there.
All right. And back on down to Cracks.
Well, that was a bust.
That was a bust, yeah. But
Sen,
What a
Aveline, and Katria wouldn't have overheard that spat between the abbot and Saphira. Hero and Nodder, on the other hand, would have.
okay, well,
Oh.
What
we
a
have to
dick,
go about
though.
this a different way then.
Okay, so we do have. I mean, you can get in there at some point. We just have to have a plan in place.
Right, because I don't want to put the rest of the party at risk. So, I feel like I'm gonna have to do some sort of covert operation, and kind of, I don't know.
As you're heading down the hill, you would note that it's very windy here on the switchback. Like, it's going to be very hard for anyone to overhear you, anything that you're saying. So it does sound like you're saying some pretty, again, keeping in mind the ears of Gulthias are everywhere, but it sounds like this switchback is a pretty good place to discuss matters that might be, this butt off here, that might be insurrectional towards the Vampire Lord.
Well, I wonder if there's any way we could have more than one person go in with her. Like,
Well, do we?
Is it a blonde thing?
Can
But-
we like get an invisibility cloak up in here or something?
That'd be nice.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe.
You guys had like these. I wasn't on the session. But you guys have these pies, right, or something like that?
Yeah.
Are they poison? Are they like something? cool?
No, they put a person into a trance.
Oh.
Well,
So,
I mean, bringing a peace offering of pie.
One
Everybody
of,
likes pie.
a quick note. You may actually be able to acknowledge this. I just want to make sure you guys are aware this situation is a bit changed than it would have been if you came up here with a plan in the first place, they probably aren't going to allow you entry. Period. They will allow the Lady Saphira in for some reason. She seems to be important.
Yeah, put
That's
her
what
with
I'm
the
saying.
pie.
Fair enough.
Right. I'll give them the pie.
I baked you this pie.
Yeah, I mean, how are they gonna say no? I'm like a pretty lady with like offering baked goods, and
Yeah.
you know they're not
I
gonna.
mean,
How are they gonna say no to that? You know.
quite frankly, I think all the mongrels will want some of this pie.
Right.
So
They're probably hungry. They've been just standing around all day.
I don't think that they're very big pies. We have 2, but one of them is burnt.
Are they like snack, like a snack size, like a little Debbie?
That was not given.
So they're like prepackaged and stuff.
They were from the hags. I'm assuming that they're like that big.
Like a person.
Like they're like a meat pie. So they're small.
Okay.
What
Am
kind
I
of
right?
trance?
They are like a meat pie.
What kind
Okay,
of trance
so
are we
they're
talking about
they're
here?
small.
Like,
That's
What?
how the hags were getting more meat to put into the pies.
Well,
I mean,
we
like
could
what?
idea.
Like, do they fall asleep or do they just
Die.
listen to you or
Go to
do
coma.
they? Like, I wasn't at the session. I don't know any of that. So.
Right.
Like-
you
go into a
definitely
coma.
were. But we also never got to see the exact effects of the pie.
Oh, gotcha.
Idea. So we still have that love potion, and we have a few bottles of wine,
Mhm.
and we have
Wait,
pie.
who has the wine?
I thought we still had wine.
No.
We
We
got rid
gave
of
that
it
all
all.
to the Markovs in
We have to buy it from a bar.
Beltrek.
Well, okay. My idea
Go
was
buy
that
some wine.
that's an option. My idea was that we could put a couple drops in each bottle of wine, bring those with the pies, and then we'll have some trance pies and some trance wine.
This is a lot.
No,
Well, so,
no,
I mean-
it's a good idea. Yeah,
You
I'm
can
just
just
gonna have
say that it's only for the abbot. You don't have to give everyone else any of this. Like, as long as he goes along with everything,
Laura,
and you get him and you get to the item,
real
you can
quick,
just leave.
real quick note. The suggestions that they've made regarding drugging the abbot, would not work.
Shit.
Oh, why?
Check your notes. You know that the abbot would not be affected by those things.
The question I was gonna ask is, does Saphira know of the nature of like the abbot? Is he someone that we could have maybe had allegiance with?
Well, that's too late.
Oh yeah.
I'm still
no,
curious
no,
though.
No, he's not someone we want to fuck with.
Well,
What about this idea? They will allow entrance for Saphira. She could go in and be a distraction, and then maybe we could slip in another way, undetected, to try and get the bone.
So
They can't get in much places undetected.
again, taking that into consideration, Laura, I just want to make sure you understand what they are suggesting should sound to you like, let's go ahead and throw this girl we just met in a freaking pit with ravenous dogs. That's literally what it should be sounding like in your head. Because
Yeah, but
There's-
it's
She wanted to help.
it's freaking me out, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's something that's a necessary risk to take.
okay.
So I'm willing to kind of be a pawn in this if it's for the greater good of the
Well, do you want to
defeat Gulthias.
explain to them what you know about the abbot so that they are a little less in the dark, or do you want to keep that still guarded to the chest?
Not yet. I don't want to highlight.
Okay. What?
I just basically to like sum it up, he's a fallen angel basically.
Oh, so probably extremely dangerous.
Very dangerous. Yeah.
right. No wonder he was hot.
The hotter they are, the more powerful.
Hotter they are, the more evil they are.
Exactly. So,
Unless you're Gulthias.
he's dangerous.
Unless you're Gulthias, then it's gonna.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
That's my dad you're talking about. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, what?
That's my dad.
That's a joke.
The layers of this lore are suddenly uncomfortable.
A joke because he made me. But...
Yeah,
Daddy.
in a certain kind of way. Yeah. She is.
So now we know that Aveline has daddy issues.
No.
Yikes.
It's just a fact.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, that's pretty.
Damn it! I hate all of you.
Yeah.
I'm logging
The,
off.
the
God,
DDLG, right?
God, that's fucking nasty.
Okay, no, you took that too far.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Okay. We need to figure this shit out. We're on this windy hill.
Yep.
Fucking sleeping on the couch.
Maybe we should go get the. It's gonna be hard to get back in here. You know what? Fuck it. At that point, it's not gonna matter.
Well, the back of the
well,
church is facing the woods, basically.
Another note is you told them exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
Daughter.
You told them you were
No, that
willing
was
to do what
me.
you had to do to
I
get
didn't
it.
say.
I didn't say that.
Literally, it's like, you know what? I want to rob a bank. Walk up to the bank and say, I'm going to rob that bank. I'm going to rob it on this day. In between this time, I'm getting in the bank. And that's literally what you did. Just
Yeah, we made a wrong decision.
I just want to make sure you feel the shame that you should.
Oh, trust me, I do.
It's fine. I'm sorry. It's
okay.
fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
I was about to
We'll
go
get through this.
fight him, and if I die, I die.
The odds were not in our favor.
They were
They
very,
were
No one's
not.
gonna die. We're gonna
Puzzle
go
solving is the
into this
worst.
prepared. Yeah, but I feel like since I'm the only one who's allowed in, you know, I need to take one for the team.
Is it because you're blonde?
Possibly, yes.
This is what I need to know.
Yes, possibly.
Because Sin can also be blonde, but Sin also needs a change of clothes if that's the
Okay,
case.
Well, Sen, if you know, if you change your appearance, I mean, would they be
That's what I
able
was
to
thinking.
come with me?
No.
That's
Laura,
no.
so also keep in mind
It's
what
because
you
of who
are.
she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what I was thinking is maybe instead of all of us kind of trying to sneak in, if Saphira could go in as an invited guest, basically, maybe Sen could transform into her and kind of sneak in as well. So that way, if a Saphira is spotted in the vicinity, it won't raise any suspicion.
I also feel like this wouldn't work out because I feel like knowing that he's a fallen angel,
Well,
he would know.
if the real Saphira is kind of distracting him, I'm assuming he's the only one who can tell the difference. The mongrels probably couldn't tell that you're not her.
I see.
Yeah,
I
you're
see.
So yeah, the mongrels and the guards, they would be like, oh, it's that chick that we allowed in. Cool. Like they're not going to think anything of it because they're not going to
Maybe.
be able. They're not going to be able to tell the difference. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I feel like yeah, that could possibly work. But if the abbot sees, you know, that I have like a doppelganger, basically, it's going to be like, what the fuck, and cover's going to be blown.
Yeah.
It becomes a really dangerous game.
So that's
Very high
I mean,
stakes.
we are playing high stakes games right now.
right. It's
Yeah.
gonna be risky either way.
But you said that the walls are like 6 foot high.
Yeah, so the outer walls, the baseline wall, you can see it from here. It's kind of the the thinner walls are about 6 foot high at their top. The only place where you're able to kind of stand over them is on the northern side because everywhere else the walls are 6 foot high, but they're standing on top of slopes. So there will be some sort of climb to it. So the thicker walls that you see there are probably closer to about 15 foot high. And again, for the starting point at the top of the high hill. And then the buildings are about 35, 40 feet high. It looks like there are secondary floors, possibly tertiary floors. You're not sure.
We don't even know where this is.
And you don't even know where the relic is. You did
Yeah.
see him exit out of the building on the northern side, not the massive building to the southern side. The massive building to the southern side appears to have been where most of the mongrel folk came out when the horn was blown.
I'm guessing that the smaller building is probably the actual chapel, and most relics would be within a chapel
Right, like in some sort.
and in the altar,
Right.
right? Neither Sin nor I really go to church very often. I also don't know if this is. I'm guessing this is more like a Catholic church, though.
Yeah.
And usually the reliquary, which is where they hold relics.
You also know that it's a monastery. I mean,
It's a monastery.
so it might be the case that it's just a lot of living space, with possibly outdoor prayer locations. It's probably just a place where people live in actuality. So the reliquary might be in a basement or in an attic.
Is there a chance that the relic is not there at all and is somewhere like more secret?
Could be on his person, for all you know. Could be somewhere else in the city or in the town. Yeah, it could be buried deep within the mountain, for all you know. Your information gathering attempts so far have proven that they are willing to fight you if you are willing to break the rules.
I feel like it's too obvious for it to be in the monastery. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we need to go look in the mountain.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to go to the town and see what else we can find out and gather more information rather than running headfirst into situations that we aren't familiar with.
Right. And like, obviously we weren't anywhere near prepared to take on everyone that was trying to challenge us. So I feel like we should go about this a different way and try to gather more information as to where this relic is. I feel like it's too obvious that it would be in the monastery. I feel like we need to go look elsewhere, like in the mountains.
Yeah. Well, again, the person who told you that the relic is in the monastery was a pretty trusted source. That's why it would probably.
So she knows. Should have asked her where it would be and how to get in there.
Yeah. But yeah.
Site is 2020.
Pretty.
Yeah. Well, we were also in a real big hurry.
Very fair. But yeah, you would be pretty sure that it is present somewhere within. Again, the acquisition is the hard part, and yeah, presumptions have been made. It does look like the larger of the two buildings does happen to be more of a dormitory than anything else. And the abbot again came out of the smaller building, so that's probably your main target. If interjecting yourself into it is a possibility, but you will note that the height differentials of this hill, it's not very short. This isn't a very small climb. We're talking about from base level at the top of the hill where the town's located to the base level where the monastery is located. We're talking about a difference of 300 feet. So if you're going to climb it and try to do so undetected, that is going to be an effort in and of itself. If you're going to try and disguise yourself as a welcome guest and sneak in after or before, that is going to require some manipulation of the mental nature, deception, cunning, and skill. And if you are going to walk into the den of a fallen angel and attempt to try and keep them distracted for a time, not knowing why they invited you and only you in, that's dangerous all of itself, and you're going to have to be in ready, peak condition conversation-wise to be able to try and circumnavigate that situation. So that said, I mean, if you're down, let's do it. If not, we could go ahead and go for the barge to the door, fight everybody option. That was fun.
Well, if you want to fight everyone, I would suggest maybe getting more people, but I don't want to fight them.
No, let's not. Let's not fight them.
How much XP do we get? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The main thing about experience gains is you have to be alive to receive them.
Which means we're most likely gonna die.
Yeah, you know those stupid situations where you accidentally attacked a guard in a town in the Elder Scrolls games, and then they
Yep.
just
Oh.
straight.
Or like you accidentally pick up like a piece of cheese.
Yeah, and
then they're just like,
they-
stop me.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, you just said something about experience as a joke, but I didn't put in my experience from last session. I remember
It
you
was
said
900.
Yeah,
I
it was
did.
900. So we should be at what, like a little over 10,000.
sounds
I don't know,
right.
can you do math?
Ooh,
Just
get
to make
him!
Sure that
10-3-6-0.
did that.
Thank you. How about the whistle?
Okay.
I think we need more info for sure.
We need more info. Regardless, let's get more info.
Eventually, we gotta talk to this Baron Dimitri. I think
The
They already-
Burgermaster.
the Burgermeister.
Burgermeister.
The Burger Master.
Maybe he knows what's afoot.
At the very least, they butt heads from what we were able to glance from the way he mentioned him earlier.
Yeah. But we can't entirely trust him either because
Definitely.
Markovs don't even trust him
Yeah, he's definitely
fully.
a servant of Gulthias.
Again?
We just want that femur. So let's go down this hill and let's go talk to some people. Maybe go have a drink or two with a Burgermeister.
Again, stealth is always an option. I mean,
It's
you could go for that.
You're back.
Okay.
Real Saphira eyes and then fake Saphira.
Sure.
What could go wrong?
Sins don't die. That's
How
what
do you-
could go wrong.
How do you signal like, hey, I need a bear and a dragon to get in here inside of a building?
You know, and where do I get a second change of clothes?
Yeah.
It's a heist.
It's a heist.
It could be just that.
It could just be a heist.
But we need a duplicate femur bone at the very least.
Well,
There's plenty of graves around here that we can rob.
true.
Tea.
I'm down for whatever. Again, I just don't think going through the front door is the greatest idea.
Yeah.
It didn't work, but how was I to know that?
Were we able to tell anything from just looking at the map, from our position? Could we tell if it would be better to come in from the northeast side?
In all honesty,
Because it's up.
if you were all moving with a desire to remain stealthy, your presumption is that whatever it is you're looking for is in the building that the abbot came out of. Is that an accurate assumption or no?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then you would probably want to just climb the mountain, straight up the high walls, end up on the parapet of the middle portion of the monastery,
On
and
the
then
west side.
enter it through that path. It's going to be a very difficult climb, to be sure. And again, you are literally walking into a situation that you would not know what you're walking into. So,
True.
that stated, be cautious. But if your plan is that would be the best plan.
I like that plan, but we also need a distraction.
Do you?
Or do we? Or do we not? To be or not to be, that is the stealthy. Let's climb.
Oh, well, if you want climb, I can help people up the wall for sure. I could also probably I could try and be a distraction. Also though,
Well, you don't want to be too much of a distraction because you don't want to get killed.
I could start a tiny panic in the town or something. You know, things
Set-
happen.
Opposite of Smokey the Bear, set the forest on fire.
How long has it been since they've seen a bear lycanthrope? I could pretend to be like the reincarnation of Stefania.
Doesn't seem like anybody's actually said anything that would allude to the fact that they think those even exist, with the exception of one person who has stated something regarding you being a bear.
Bear.
And that was the monster hunter. And Cushing.
We can climb this wall. Feel like we've gotten nowhere.
It's a lot of tough decisions.
Yeah.
If you guys go in there and it goes south, it's like it's gonna be hard to get in.
But if you all go in and it goes south, then you all die.
I don't want anyone to die.
If you go up and if you go, so let's look at it logically. If you all go in as one unit, there is one opportunity for it being found out, you being caught, and shit going south, and that's if any one of you messes up, and all of the problems will happen at that one location. If you go in a split force as you suggested, Lara going in first, Elizabeth going in second, and the rest of the group going in presumably at some other stage and point, you have 3 different opportunities of being found out or being alerted or having something happen to an individual, and then there's no assistance for that person or that side of the force, and it could possibly lead to the other sides of the forces being entangled and incarcerated. So problems there. Or this is a crazy idea, you could just let it go and just not care about the stupid thing, and you could leave Alenia to die, and it's fine.
That last part, no. But
I mean, I did have that thought of just leaving it there until after.
Yeah, we might have to come back.
Gulthias. Yeah, we come back, but it's probably gonna be harder to get in the second time into cracks.
Yeah,
Is there really a point to do it after killing Gulthias, though?
Stephanie,
No.
thank you. Correct. If you kill Gulthias, then Alenia does not need to hold back the darkness
Well,
from
then
the
we
church.
could just go on our journey to kill Gulthias, and then all of this will be better.
And hope it turns out okay.
Yeah. Maybe. And then we don't die.
yeah.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
often as Sin gets into situations of them almost getting killed, they don't actually want to get killed.
All right, I think the easiest way to do this is put it to a vote. We've got 3 options, right? Do I have any other
Yeah.
options besides? Okay, option number 1, go in as a split force. Espionage tactic from Saphira, strange subtlety and infiltration technique from Sen, and then just straight over the wall and big brute mode from the rest of the group.
I'm not going in at all. I'm just.
Okay.
They could just go
Okay.
and get it and get out. Basically.
Option 2 is everyone goes in the same way, up over the wall and in, and if you run into the abbot, you run, kind of situation, or fight and hope that you're in tight enough quarters that all those mongrel folk can't get in to fight you. And then option 3, leave and ignore this specific path for a time, or possibly indefinitely.
I vote espionage.
I'm voting leave.
Okay, sorry. Let's go from left to right. Elizabeth, what did you vote?
Leave.
Okay.
I
So
flipped a coin.
all right. So Brexit, got it, or Craigsit.
Corrects it.
All right.
You get inspiration.
No,
Don't
I hate it.
don't reward my dumb jokes,
I hate that one. That one specifically.
David.
We don't have enough information. We've escalated this too far. I think we have to back down for now.
Michael.
I vote to have someone sneak in.
So the split party.
So, yeah.
No, I would say
All in.
we all go in.
Oh, all in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lar.
Oh yeah, I already voted. I said the
The split.
espionage.
Oh, okay. So it's three different factors. Okay. And Stephanie.
Espionage.
All right.
Oh God.
So we have 2 for espionage. We have 2 for get the fuck out of here. We can't do it. And we have Michael, who now has the opportunity to change his vote to one of the other 2. So, or not Michael. Sorry. Yeah, Michael.
Hero.
Or hero, rather. Yeah.
Dragon Slayer.
So, are we going in split force, or are we leaving this place alone?
I don't like it coming down to me.
Too bad, too sad.
That's the way we've got it going. I can only apologize.
For what? Nothing.
Yeah, the indecision of your group.
Exactly. we caused the troubles.
Okay, we'll do the espionage thing.
You son of a gun.
Damn it.
Flawless.
So that
Well,
needs
if
a change of
espionage
clothes.
is the way of the game, then
I mean-
what is the best way we make this work?
Better hope that I have really good stealth rolls today.
Okay. So,
How familiar are we with the lay of are we as familiar with lay of the land as we see on the map, basically?
Mhm.
so Sen would basically reveal their true nature for, I think, the first time, really, fully
For, yeah.
for the group. They changed their form. This is the first time that they have actually changed into someone else and shown you that.
I changed.
No,
I
she
changed
did
into
it
the
immediately.
hags. It would for
No one else saw it.
Yeah,
I
you
did
did. You turned into a dragon.
No one else saw it. The hags, because you went.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no one else saw that. You went upstairs and did that. This is the very first time that they've seen you change to someone else.
What?
This isn't the first time that they've seen you change. You changed
Oh.
into a slightly more pale and white version of yourself when you were forced to change into your true nature when the witches hit you with the lycanthropic shifter magic.
But also, session 1, she turned into a bigger, badder dragonborn too.
That
Yeah,
is right. They did do
yeah.
that.
But still, it's still a thing for Saphira and her companion.
Yeah. So they turn into an exact duplicate of you, Saphira. And they ask you for your clothes, or a spare set of clothes if you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm still surprised by seeing it.
Let me.
That's twinning gone mad.
Twinsies.
All right. So yeah. And to make sure I have it right on the espionage side, Saphira is going in first, and then Sen, or is Sen going in first, finding a place to hide, and then Saphira is coming back in?
I think you should find a place to hide first.
So I go first.
It might be good to kind of have a plan. Think about what you might say before this all happens.
Mm.
I thought we were gonna sneak Sen in, like heave her over the wall, or them over the
Oh.
wall. I'm sorry.
I'm in female form right now. It's okay. Like Saphira. Well, the guards are still there in the front, so they would probably be confused about why there's 2 of us.
Yeah, my idea was that Sen was going to go and like hidden way, that undetected, basically.
So I could go the back way via the wall, and then into there while Saphira, the real Saphira, distracts.
The abbot.
The abbot.
And then that way, if you're ever seen inside, you can say, "Oh,
I
got lost." Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So then
I got lost. Where's the bathroom?
the plan then, just so I have it, Saphira's entering through the front gates. Everyone
Yes.
else, and is it everyone else, is going up over the wall and into the monastery proper through the high walls. Is that correct?
I mean, I definitely don't want to be too far away from being able to act.
Yeah, I want to be in a position of being able to jump in if need be.
Yeah, I don't want to have to run 200 feet.
All right. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a run regardless. But if you can get
Yeah.
up onto that high wall in the middle, no matter where Saphira might end up, you could probably get to it a bit quicker than you would if you stayed out in the courtyard.
Maybe that's the best option.
Okay. So if that's the plan, are we going with that plan?
Yes.
That's your final chance to back out of this. All right.
Let's
I mean,
do
we got
it.
outvoted.
Just make it.
I got outvoted.
All
The
right.
ones that wanted to leave got outvoted.
So
and I gotta do this.
Now we're in full support because a plan don't work if you're not in full support.
Get in, get out.
We're going.
The
Let's
easiest-
do this.
the easiest presumption I can have here is that the group moves up behind Saphira as she makes her way back up the pathway. When it comes to a specific switchback, the closest switchback that basically bends off at the western side, the group splits off from her and she remains at the switchback waiting. She watches as you go up to the top of the top of the wall, and then once you've made it to that point, she continues her ascent up to the gates and makes her way in. Does that sound accurate?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so climbers, I need athletics checks. Now-
Whoever's not good at athletics, I can carry.
Because you are going to be working as a team in tandem, no, you can't do that.
Oh.
Because they probably don't weigh next to nothing, and doing
Yeah.
so will encumber you. So if you carry them, you'll have disadvantage on your climb checks.
I'm
So
pretty
we have
light.
to
Like-
use
like-
sorry, go ahead.
Like one of my things was like I could carry like 3 times my body weight.
Oh, right, powerful build. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also
I-
super light,
I
so
stand
that
correct-
I could just like piggyback
I
maybe.
stand corrected. And yeah, I think Nodder has actually carried you around. You were slightly in more broken form at that stage.
Your arm.
It was a little while.
Yeah.
He was swinging my arm around like a weapon.
Fair enough. So I will allow you to, without any penalty, carry her. No problem. Sen, on the other hand, not so much. But, like I was saying, if you have a climber's kit, you can grant someone else advantage on their checks because you're climbing up and basically setting up a position for them to climb behind you. So it's not like they're climbing dry like you're doing. They're actually able to basically use the ropes and pittons that you're setting in place as you climb up. Do you have a climber's kit?
I have a Dungeoneer's pack.
I believe a Dungeoneer's kit. Let me check.
Might have some spelunking.
Like in
tools
hindsight,
there.
I don't know why I picked the things I picked.
Dungeoneer's kit has enough of the items from a climber's kit to count. Yeah, the main thing is pittons and that rope and the hammer. So yeah, so if you want to lend your climber's kit to the bear or the dragon, and then send Philo directly behind that person, and then whoever the other person is, probably the bear, bringing up the rear with Aveline in the bag. Sound good?
Keep in mind, I do have I have athletics as like a really strong stat, so
Yeah, so you're the leader, and you're basically going to be dumping the rope back at Sen, so Sen will get advantage on their checks. And then last but not least will be the bear folk, who will get advantage, but also be carrying someone, so won't terribly need it. But the only person who's going to be making dry rolls here will be the leader, which is Hero.
okay, gotcha.
You'll be forging our path.
You're creating a rope link for them to go up. So that said, we're going to go ahead and roll in order. Michael, if you'd be so kind, give me an athletics check. All right. Hero kind of looks up at the rocky hill. Seems pretty satisfied with it. Takes the kit from Aveline and starts making his way up, utilizing his clawed hands, clawed toes, and basically his grace to get him up pretty far up pretty quickly, drawing a path behind him as he does so. Next up is Sen. You'll be making this check with advantage.
Okay, so I do athletics. I can't do acrobatics.
No flippy doos.
No.
Flip off the ground over.
You get a really long running start.
18. Okay.
You're watching Hero, and Hero being, as he is, I'm sure you understand from, just Michael's personality, very helpful, and is basically pointing out like this is the rock, and then Pitten, you should step here, and then kind of continuing upwards, being very helpful and very hero-like. And then last but not least, Nodder, you also have advantage for your check as you continue to climb.
I hit it twice. I'm sorry. The first one.
That's fine. And Aveline in your bag, a la Yoda, you climb up. Okay, so for this last stretch of the climb, and again, Saphira, you're just kind of watching up at them. You watch as Katria kind of follows up behind them as well. So she's with you, by the way, you guys. You would note that they're about halfway up. This last stretch, it's going to be a little bit more slow going because you don't want to just straight hammer into stone and stuff as you're climbing up into a place you're trying to sneak into. So I will allow you to do one of the two things, Hero. You are the leader. You get the decision. You can continue in the way that we just did, but you'll be making a stealth check with disadvantage because you are using your hammer and pittons to keep the path behind them. Or you can make a climb check with disadvantage, basically utilizing the rope tools a little bit less secure-like for yourself and more secure for the people behind you, and make a stealth check normal. Your call. One of your two rolls is going to be a disadvantage, either the athletics check to climb or the stealth check to hide.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the athletics check getting disadvantage, just because that's my better stat.
Go with it. Make that roll.
By quite a bit, so.
You can do it.
Go. There it is.
All right, so that's an 11. Does anybody want to give Michael inspiration so he can take the 20 instead?
I can do that.
Okay, so straight roll. And then go ahead and make me a stealth check. All right. Seems perfect. You managed to get right up to the top, and as you're kind of getting ready to breach it, your stealth is like full cat-like moves, but you look over kind of from a distance of about 20 feet down and can see that there's guards standing on the top. Make a perception check.
Gonna have to. Ooh.
Nice.
They're fake. There's actually no one standing at the walls. They appear to be just simple dolls, like a burlap sack filled with hay and the like. You manage to get up to the top, and you can see them just kind of standing there, the wind kind of breezing beneath. In the courtyard beneath you, I'm going to go ahead and move us back to the map. This is going to be a very strange exchange. Just bear with me here. All right. So you should see in the courtyard now. You can see that there is a, let's see, bear with me here. I don't know how that got closed.
Well.
So far, so good. And then at that time, Saphira starts making her way up the path. So we'll get to you here in just a moment. S12. Okay, you see a well in the center of the courtyard. It looks pretty simple. You see the gates, the wall that they sit underneath. You're on top of the wall, so you can kind of see the dotted line. That's the wall that you're up on top of. It's about 15, 20 feet actually above the ground. It looks like there's a door to the left, a couple of smaller doors to the sides of that, which might be like small chambers or possibly prison cells, holding cells of some sort. The same is true to the right. It does look like there is one mongrel folk kind of in the courtyard here. It does look like they are chained to a stake that's been driven into the ground. And they look like they are much more ferocious than the other mongrel folk you've had the pleasure of seeing. They look like chicken sheds, I guess is the best way to describe those side chambers. All right. Now let's go ahead and do another one here. We're going to be moving you to the actual part of the map you're on. Now this is going to be a little strange. I'm going to explain why when we get up here, okay? All right. Okay. So Elizabeth, David, Michael, and Stephanie, and me. All right, so you should see the map as it stands. Behind you is the way you climbed up, and you'll notice that they've rotated it again. I guess they just did this for the maps being more page-like for inclusion in books. But that said, the crenellations that you climb up into, you can see the fake guards. There are doors to the left and doors to the right, and the courtyard, which we showed before, is beneath you. Not that we're going to get too deep into this yet, but the building to the left is the top left there. That's the north building, the building that the abbot came out of. The one you presume is the one with the relic within. All right. Just so we have this out of the way, so when we start up again, which door are you starting to head to?
North.
Okay. All right, back down on ground level. Lara, Saphira, you make your way up to the gates. The two mongrel folk that you met before kind of come out, weapons drawn, and they go,
Ow! It's you.
"The abbot said you can enter within, milady," and gestures. "He should be within the dining hall. If you enter in through the main gates and then head to your right, he should be able to." The little one says,
I'll take you.
starts heading that way. If you follow, they'll go through the massive big doors of the abbey proper, and then into the courtyard, which, as I described, is exactly identical to how I described it to the other crew. There's a mongrel folk on the northern side, appears to be chained to a stake, chicken sheds all throughout the wall area, and Siegfried leads you to this door here, opens it, and just gestures for you to enter. Do you do so? All right.
Yeah, I enter.
You enter into a pretty massive room. The ceiling here is about 20 feet high, which is appropriate with the wall sizes. You see that there's a staircase that leads down to your right, and a staircase that leads up made of wood to your left. Looks like there's a railing around the exterior of the stairs on your right side, and such is true of the one on your left side. Again, wood versus stone. At the table that you're looking at, looks like two people are kind of seated towards the middle, a dead fireplace behind them, and pretty much just natural light coming in through the leaded glass windows of this chamber. Immediately upon you entering, you see the abbot step up out of his chair and kind of stand up and kind of go, "You did not give your name when we first met, but I do recognize you as a member of the Court of the Undying Light. What has brought you to the Vale? In earnest."
I'm here to learn more about your religion and your leader, Gulthias.
Gulthias is a troubled soul. one who, like me, has done many things that are not considered in keeping of what you would consider my religion or my faith. Certain things have had to happen, he says as he looks to the woman to his right and then looks back to you, to make sure that everything here remains in balance. This place that we reside in, my child, is precarious, like a snowflake resting on the tip of a blade. It could fall at any time, and whether it falls to the left or to the right is important. To me, to Gulthias, and more importantly, to the true master of this place. Come, sit with me. Eat with me, he says as he sits back down. The woman kind of looks at you with dead eyes, looks back to the abbot, and he kind of just doesn't seem to be paying attention to her. His eyes are completely on you. You are 100% his entire focus. Do you sit with him?
Yes, I do.
What is your name, child?
Saphira.
Saphira. You must have been born well before my fall. What did those that were like me in the court tell you when you came to the mortal realm?
Sorry.
It's okay. Take a couple seconds to go ahead and think about what you're going to say, and think about how you want to engage with the abbot. I'm going to go ahead and slip back to the infiltrators. Hopefully they can make a huge mistake, and we can end the conversation abruptly because they ruined it. So,
We end a lot of things.
Is that sarcasm?
back to the upstairs. So I assume Sen, in Saphira garb, is going to be the first to move towards the door. When you get to the door, it is a solid wooden door, reinforced with iron, and seems pretty sturdy. The outside is pretty windblown, as you'd expect. But yeah, what would you like to do with the door?
Can I listen to the door?
Yeah, it's windy as hell out here, so
can't
it's
hear shit.
definitely difficult. You can make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. 18.
Pretty good. It does sound like there's someone working at something inside of this chamber. Based on what you can hear, it sounds like there's only one individual present. Very quick inspection with that perception check, you would note that this door is not locked or barred. But on that point as well, you would also note that if the door opens, the wind goes in with you.
Right.
You could open the door up just a crack. Get them
Oh
to
no.
come.
Does the door open inward or outward?
It does. Open inward.
It does.
I was like, wait.
Could build a
which-
windshield out of our body.
And then someone can come up and just.
It might rip the door open.
Wait a minute.
But I can tell that there's only one person in there, right?
Yeah, it sounds like there's only one person in there. Sorry, I got distracted.
By How to Kill Us.
No. Okay, maybe.
Damn it.
I saw him a funny meme. Sorry.
Oh
I
no.
was talking about it for like 10 minutes.
Are you going to try and
Um,
sneak through an attack, or was that what's being suggested?
I wasn't gonna attack. I was just going. I'm looking for this bone.
Oh, okay. Are you going in?
I guess so. Can I open the door just a teeny bit and look in?
You can make a stealth check to try and see if you can see without getting busted.
So hard. We should have just run.
Oh, shit.
24. Hey.
Damn.
We're
Oh.
gonna dumb luck this through it.
That's, hey, better lucky than dead. So you open up the door just a little bit to see in, and you know that the bear and the dragon standing where they're at is blocking the wind. You see that in this room, you can kind of peer around and actually get a good look at it. It looks like there's a staircase to your left made out of wood with wood railings. It looks like there is a black shroud that covers a humanoid shape lying on a wooden table on the northwest side. There does appear to be a bit of music kind of in the room. It's beautiful, but it's very music boxy. It's enchanting. It seems to add a bit of warmth to this room. It does appear that it would be still kind of affected by the elements. It's cold up here on this. I just want to make sure this is clear. It's snowing outside.
Right.
Snow graphic ground. It's cold. It's windy. Okay. I don't know if I said that enough.
We also have fur cloaks if anyone needs one.
And a
Me as a
huge bear.
person would, me as a person would hate it,
Me as a
but
bear.
not her as a bear is fine.
There is a cot heaped with furs that rests in the north east corner, kind of up in the corner that you can kind of see. I'm not sure if you
Can't
can.
see. I cannot see shit.
Oh,
I can see a window
let's go ahead and pop
and a
you.
wall.
How about now?
No.
Weird. Oh, I see. Hold on.
I do not.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go.
I just gave you the ability to change into Lara's character, so your token can shift as you please. But the problem is the old token didn't have the ability to shift into Lara because she didn't, or Saphira because she didn't exist yet. So yeah, north corner, you can see that there's a cot, furs, and empty wine bottles. They appear to be from the Wizard Winery. There's an oil lamp that's burning atop a table nearby. It's silhouetting a squat creature that has two heads. It sits on the edge of the cot with a vial between its legs. It appears to be the source of some of the music, plucking at the strings in a very methodical and almost mechanical way. But the hand that they're doing it with appears to be crustacean, claw-like, and kind of holding the top and pushing down the strings at the top. And then, the plucking hand appears to be more like it looks like the hand is actually a spider. It looks like the fingers are like spider legs. Very strange to be sure.
Like it.
It does look like this is some sort of room where some sort of work is done, but this individual appears to also reside here. In the center of the room, you can see that weird square there. There appears to be a... Hold on a second.
A femur bone.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so if you're looking there, you see kind of a torn rope. Looks like it's pretty messed up. It's dangling from the ceiling. And it looks like there's kind of like a tower that goes up from this point higher up. The presumption for most of you is that it's connected to a bell up above in the beyond the rafters and up in that tower section. You would know that if that bell is rung, it would be very clear that something is happening, at least
Right.
not to just the people present in this monastery,
Everywhere.
the town as well, yeah. So, You have not been caught out yet. He doesn't seem to have noticed, or they haven't seemed to have noticed. Again, they have two heads. But do you wish to rush in and attack them, or try and use the old "I'm lost and I'm going to try and trick you"?
Just sneak on that.
Mm. Lost. But also compliment them on their music.
Okay. So as you kind of step in, they kind of look up at you, and you see them kind of and kind of set the vial to the side and kind of stand up and start moving towards the rope.
You should keep playing that lovely music that you were playing.
Uh.
Oh, I fucked up.
What would you like to do?
Oh god, they're so close to that rope. Oh, I should have just shot him.
What are you doing?
I'm shooting him.
All right. You don't want to brush up and interject yourself between them and the rope? You want to shoot them?
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a great idea.
Glad I thought of it.
I'm just shooting.
All right. So you rush forward, drawing a sword or a weapon, a bladed weapon, and try to interject yourself in between them and the rope. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and get in there
Cool.
and make an attack. Oh, I'm sorry. You run straight forward. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's important. All right. The ground beneath you doesn't seem to creak or anything. Seems pretty sturdy. You rush forward. Go ahead and make your attack. You would have advantage because he's not expecting you to fight him or them, because he doesn't understand the concept. That'll hit.
20.
Sneak attack damage.
There it is. Oh, wait. There we go. Did I do it?
Your stuff is messed up. Hold on. Bear with me.
Yeah, I don't think it added.
There's a lot it didn't add. Okay, here we go. Sneak attack added, and we're looking at rapier, which is dex and piercing, and go ahead and click that damage again for me, will you? Alright, that's better.
Oh.
Alright, so you rush forward and you kind of pull the rapier from behind. I'm assuming you didn't have it as normal because Saphira doesn't have one, and then stab him in the chest. He kind of lets out a as he gets hit and kind of backs away from you, but still seems to kind of change his attention back to the rope and kind of lazily kind of start moving for it some more. But he is blocked for now. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. Hold on a second here. Go ahead and roll initiative. And as you're doing that and getting the board set up, downstairs, back in the dining room, I believe the question was put to you, Saphira. What have what have the other members of the court said about me? What do you know about me?
Hey, John, real quick. We are all rolling initiative, right? Or or-
Yeah, you're all rolling initiative.
Oh, okay. If you insist.
Was it? Wait. Am I supposed to roll it?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. So, yeah,
Oh, shit.
I've heard many great things about you. I know that you serve Lord Gulthias.
And you know that the pact that he made with the demon Chandra Nigno, and that does not upset you?
No, not at all.
Make a deception check.
Okay, hang on. Deception. Sorry, 1 second. It won't come up.
It's up.
Oh, it did.
It
He-
did? Okay.
As you say, no, not at all. He looks at you with kind of this look and he goes, I knew there were others like me who saw the true nature of it. We were born as servants of the gods. We're the only ones who pierced the astral veil and descended into this world. Mortal bodies are nothing more than playthings for us to be toyed with. They told you about my nature then, about how I twist the flesh of the mortals to serve me as I please, correct? And this does not disgust you?
No, not at all. It does not disgust me. It intrigues me more than anything.
I will be completely honest with you. I was hopeful that you would be like the other members of the Court of the Undying Light. You see, my creation, my gift for Gulthias, he says as he looks over at the flesh-stitched woman next to him. Her hair is off. It's not perfect. And I will tell you that it was my original intent to remove from you your beautiful locks and grant them to his bride, but he will have to be happy with what I've been able to make available for him. If I intrigue you, you have to understand that you are the first delight I've seen in the mists for hundreds of years. He starts kind of staring into your eyes like creepy mode. But as he's doing so, you watch as his form changes. He no longer looks like he did. He reveals to you his true look, his true shape and form. And I've got another handout, hold on. It's like throwing out cool pictures.
Yay, pictures.
Hey David, you were supposed to select your token. You're not on the initiative track.
His hair becomes
I know.
bright golden. You can see the halo arise behind him. His angel wings sprout out and kind of take into a rested position. He sets out a massive blade onto the table, covered in fire. It doesn't seem to singe the table at all, and he smiles. It's been a while since I've been able to free myself like this. And as that's happening, you hear a noise from up the steps on the wooden side. Make a perception check, Laura.
We should have just left.
Really good. You hear it before it's going to happen, so you kind of are cognizant that there's probably going to be a little bit more noise. There's something happening upstairs. It doesn't look like the abbot during this transformation and everything is privy to that. Is there anything you want to do to kind of like block off the sound, cover it up, distract him from it, and basically kind of go, nothing to hear up there? Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I want to distract him from it.
What do you want to say to him to distract him? Because he just transformed into his more angelic form.
Wow.
Not enough eyes.
Oh, just go. Wow, like really loud.
Oh wow.
Going for
Wow.
that true angel meme, I see.
What do you want to do?
I mean, I don't really know how to react.
You could always knock something off the table.
Well,
Yeah, like I stumble back and I knock something off the table.
and he kind of sinks.
Basking in his glory.
I'm like so shocked by it. I'm so shocked by it. I jump
Like-
back and I knock some shit off the table.
Like a pompous man, he assumes it's based on the fact that he revealed his true form to you, and not because of something else. And you kind of like, knock, clack, clack, and you hear noise from upstairs, but it seems to be muted. And you're like, you kind of look at him, and he goes, "My splendor, something you have not seen in a while as an Osamir, I assume. Cut from you back to the upstairs. Finish him. What's the initiative?"
What's the initiative? I got a 12.
Yeah.
I got a 17.
He,
So I guess I'm going again.
Well,
yeah.
David's not on the track, but it is a
Oh.
17. He was
Oh.
beating you.
so
Yeah, I
it,
was gonna wait till after.
it is
to
it is the
talk
bear.
about that.
So the bear goes
Yeah.
first. Do you want to hold and wait until after her, or after them?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So then, Sen, you are up. You are right in their face. What do you want to do?
Let's
Sorry.
let's stab him again.
Okay, go with it.
20.
Daddy's
All right.
daddy.
So, no need to roll damage. You literally had him on the ropes. As you kind of push him away from the ropes with your shoulder, you kind of lance up with the rapier blade and hit him in between the two necks. Blood starts to flow from him, getting all over Saphira's clothes, and he seems to just kind of just burst out, like popping a zit. Like he is just exploding with blood. It's drenching the floor. It's comically excessive.
Jeez.
And
An
as
actual bag of meat.
that's happening,
Sorry, Saphira.
and everyone's kind of coming into the room and seeing that happen, you kind of all quietly wait as he kind of gurgles to death, and you can hear nothing. And then you listen a little closer, and then you hear a voice, a celestial voice from downstairs, very quietly. Sounds like they're having a conversation with someone directly beneath you. But that said, you have not found the relic, and the conversation will continue next week because it is currently 9:07. Thanks for watching, those who did. I am really happy with that session. Pretty good, nice and tense. We will pick up with the tension next session. All right.